He was one of the best all-around pitchers I've ever seen. In those days, American League pitchers hit for themselves. Jim Cobb was no gimme as an out. And Sid Hartman and all those writers back in the Twin Cities know how good a fielder Jimmy Cobb was. I mean, he pounced like a cat out there.
I'll tell you, those are some scary pictures there.
One ball and no strikes. 2 outs. And 1 strike, and the Indians hoping that the magic of the M's ends right here. And the crowd trying to lift this team up again. It has been an unbelievable saga here in Seattle over the last 8 days or so. One of the most amazing runs that baseball has ever had. First time that this franchise has ever been in the playoffs. 19th year. You couldn't give seats away. There are more front runners in the Kingdome than you have seen in decades in Major League Baseball. We've suddenly got 55,000 experts, all of them helping the umpires, the players, the pitchers, and the managers. Baseball in Seattle, you gotta love it. 2-2 now and fouls it away.
Center field, back goes Buhner, back, looks up, and it is out of here. And finally, the Indians are coming alive. And the crowd just a little bit quiet as they jump ahead. 3-0 on the Ramirez home run to shut the door. And Ramirez at it again, but Griffey going back, and he'll watch it sail out over the wall for Ramirez's second home run of this game. He is perfect, and the Indians lead it 5-1 on Manny Ramirez. Back-to-back home runs.
Of course.
Are you drinking too much? How to tell. Next, Oprah.
Braves on top 5-1 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. And with a 4-run lead, despite having pitched last night an extended 2 2/3 innings, the Atlanta Braves can smell it. And when you can smell it, you go to your bullpen and you bring in Mark Wohlers. And so here he is. And Bobby Cox was talking before the game with us about, and Jim, you better than anybody can tell the folks, are you stiffer the next night or the night after for a relief pitcher after you have the type of outing he had last?
Yeah, I think Bobby was generalizing, but he said normally people tell him it's the second day. Only 41 pitches, but with the intentional work of about 34 pitches last night in those 2 2/3 innings. And again, if you're Bobby Cox and you're Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach, you have to rely that this young man at 25 is going to tell you the truth. He can pitch, and he says yes. With his kind of stuff, get him out there.
Manny Ramirez to lead off. Bottom of the 9th inning.
And if you're the Indians, you need base runners. You'll take them any way you can get them.
One and oh.
Plus, you may be thinking, well, why is Wohlers in a game like this 4 runs down? Well, when it was 3 runs down, it was a safe situation. He got ready, and then Lopez got the double. So while he's ready, bring him in. That's Bobby Cox's thinking, and you certainly can't fault him.
Fouled away in the count 1-1. You're down by 4. You need base runners. I mean, do you not take a strike?
Absolutely, but that has vanished in the game. You know, the players are bigger, stronger today. They're better players potentially, but that doesn't translate into the game being played as well. And that's unfortunate.
Strike 2. But if you're the manager, just give them the take sign.
Well, guys are less apt to take the take sign nowadays. It's the tail wagging the dog on a lot of clubs.
Then you fine them.
I mean, Mike Hargrove, I mean, he had one of the best and most disciplined strike zone of any guy I ever pitched to. He would have been taking on his own. But then again, he knew how to play the game. It makes a difference. If you spent 4 or 5 years coming through the minor leagues, you just know in that situation, I don't even worry about me getting a hit. I worry about getting on base somewhere. And sometimes that means taking a pitch. And
it was interesting that the 1-0 pitch was a high fastball out of the strike zone.
And it would have been 2-0.
Yep.
2-2 is hit in the air to deep left center field. And that one is in the bleachers. There have been no more magical endings in baseball anywhere more than Jacobs Field this year. Seemingly night after night this summer. And Ramirez makes it 5-2.
That's about the time it took for him to get down to first base.
So a 3-run lead, and Sorrento batting for Perry takes a strike.
Game 1 between Cleveland and Baltimore here at Camden Yards. I'm John Miller with Dave Campbell and Kirby Puckett.
Omar Vizquel has had a frayed labrum all year. Ripken hits this ball. Tomey screens off Vizquel. Omar looks to second, goes to first. It's a good thing it was Cal because you can see that throw die. He's not very strong-armed right now with that labrum.
He'll be having some surgery apparently when it's all over with and get it cleaned out. And for now, playing hurt, here is Manny Ramirez. Powerful right-handed hitter, and he loops one foul off to the right side. Ramirez came back this year with 33 homers and 112 batted in. Young guy from grew up in the New York City area, and big year last year, another big year this year. Got kind of an Albert Bell look at the plate. Crouched near the plate, and he takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1-0. The Orioles ahead of Cleveland here in the second inning. Jeff Kent and then Sandy Alomar will follow against David Wells. Wells threw mostly fastballs in that first inning. Gave up 1 hit. That one is gone if it's fair. It's tied up. Manny Ramirez. And he crushed that one. A shot down the left field line. And it is 1-1.
Both pitchers have been hurt with their curveball in the early going. Nagy gave one up to Brady Anderson, and Wells got that one up to Manny Ramirez.
The pitch looked like a fastball right down the middle. Manny can hit fastballs with the best of them. Line drive, right? One arm, one-handed too. You see the ball, hit the ball a long way. It's out in front and everything, and still hit it out. Pitchers have a tough job today to keep these guys, keep both offenses at bay, and it's a tough job to do, but I think they can handle it. We'll see what happens.
Now Jeff Kent, former New York Met, and the curveball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. So Brady Anderson's home run leading off the first inning for Baltimore has been answered by Manny Ramirez leading off the second inning with a home run. Ball 1 strike to Ramirez. Sandy Alomar on deck. And that curveball is too low. 2-1 the count to Ramirez. Sandy Alomar, then Omar Vizquel were in the lower part of the Cleveland batting order. They sent 5 men up in the first inning and scored an unearned run. The Orioles then sent 7 men to the plate in the second inning and scored 1 run. There's a high drive deep into left field. Into the corner. Surhoff. Gone! Home run!
Graduates should know that pitching behind in the count is lethal. Both Messina and McDowell have been behind hitters all day long. That makes hitters a lot more aggressive.
Manny Ramirez with his second home run of the series. Here's Alomar.
Properly too, Joe. Let it hit him because he did not appear to get out of the way of the ball. Of course, that ball, when it's right there at that part, right at the left shoulder, the lead shoulder, it has a tendency to freeze a hitter.
So Vizquel on at first with 1 out here in the first for Manny Ramirez, who has not had a good postseason, hitting only a $125. 2 for 5 in game 1 of the division series with the Yankees. 1 for 19 since.
Bob, I think your point about Manny Ramirez was well taken. If Jimmy Key pitches Ramirez the same way he pitches Biff Roberts, Ramirez is going to get him and hit it hard. Pitch out from Chris Hoyles right there. You can see Vizquel dancing around at first base, and Rafael Palmeiro with that very unusual style of holding runners. He many times will come up in front of first base. He'll come off the bag with the runner. And you see him wandering off there along with the runner. Jimmy Key with a very good pickoff move.
Keeping it away and a count 2-0.
In a way, he can use that positioning to decoy the runner. When Jimmy Key brings that right leg up in the air, Palmeiro was breaking back towards first base and actually froze Vizquel on that pitch. He actually assists Jimmy Key in his pickoff move.
And a check on Vizquel, who stole a career-high 43 bases during the regular season.
You're the base runner at first base. You not only have to look at Jimmy Key, you have to look at the first baseman, too. Jimmy Key's got a variety of moves to first base. He's a very crafty pitcher out there, and he knows the value of that pickoff move, not only to pick guys off, but to hold runners close.
3-0 the count on Manny Ramirez, and Jimmy Key is working his way into first inning trouble.
Well, this is Jimmy Key's normal delivery to home plate. You can see he hangs that leg up in the air, tries to freeze the runner at first base. He will step towards first on one pickoff move very deliberately, very slowly, and then another time he will come down very quickly with that front leg and snap a throw over to first base.
3-0 the count on Ramirez, taking 3-1. On deck, the cleanup hitter, Matt Williams.
Dangerous situation right here. 3-1. Probably will come in with a fastball. Location very, very important right here. We talked about this before. I don't think this is a running situation. I think a guy who's as good a hitter as Manny Ramirez should be allowed to choose a pitch instead of having the extra distraction of watching the runner out the corner of his eye.
3 balls and a strike on Manny Ramirez. Into center field, well hit. Brady Anderson at the track at the wall. He won't get this one. Manny Ramirez, a 2-run first inning home run. And the Indians jump out in front here in game 2.
Well, Ramirez hit the ball to right center field last night in the first inning. That Brady Anderson climbed the wall, made the great catch, saving a home run, but not even Brady Anderson can climb up that high. That ball was a towering drive to center field.
And Omar Vizquel was not running. Ramirez had a chance to choose his pitch, and did he ever choose it properly?
Fastball out over the plate, allowed him to extend his arms. That's his strength, is going from center field around to the right field corner. When he tries to pull the ball, he's going to get in trouble.
Today's the Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron, carrying on a 70-year tradition of flying over spectacular events. Not just sporting events, but spectacular events, which is what we had here yesterday. And who knows? Just a 2-run game here in game 4. Midway through it. Manny Ramirez is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Ball 1.
We talked about Manny Ramirez being locked in. He's got a very unusual hitting style. He steps in the bucket a little bit with that front foot, but he still has great plate coverage and great power and drive to the opposite field. Normally guys that bail out that way don't cover the plate that well.
One of the great hitters of all time, Roberto Clemente, hit in similar fashion. And that was the tag on Manny Ramirez when he graduated from George Washington High in the Bronx. But he was another Roberto Clemente.
1 out with the bases empty and the ball 2-1 to Ramirez.
See, the foot may lean toward third base, but the front shoulder is in there. That is the key to any hitter's success. Look how locked in that front shoulder is.
Crushed into deep left center. Goodbye.
Of the St. Louis Cardinals used to say that hitting is like highway construction or closed shoulders. And that's what that shoulder was. That left side was closed. The bat opened it up, and he hit it a ton to left center field.
7th in his career, very young career for 25-year-old Manny Ramirez. 2nd of this ALCS. He went deep in game 2. Now Tony to the right side and through Palmeiro.
Scheduled pitchers, Chad O.J. for the Indians and Kevin Brown, the Marlins ace, will go. Ramirez has walked twice. Fouled off. Untold riches await Livan Hernandez here in the States. He's collected some of them already. Meanwhile, his half-brother Orlando works as a physical therapist, we're told, in Cuba for 206 pesos a month, which is about $10. Orlando is one of the 8 players and coaches banned from Cuban baseball for counter-revolutionary activity because they fear or suspect that he tried to defect. One of those is the great shortstop Herman Mesa, who, if he were in the big leagues, would probably be one of the 5 or 6 best shortstops in American baseball. In the air to deep left off Ramirez's bat. This is going to turn Alou into a spectator. Long gone. As soon as he touched it off, Alou knew it was leaving the yard. He didn't so much as turn.
Well, one of the things I said before was the curveball's not as effective against these Indians right-handed hitters as the hard slider is. You can get them to chase pitches because they have to commit quicker. Ramirez uses a pretty heavy bat. He waits back on this curveball, and I mean, he hammers it, hits it off the facing of the upper deck. See, that's an overhand curveball, and it just sits there and says, hit me, and Ramirez does more than that. He pounds it off the face of the upper deck. The slider will be more effective. He better use the slider, not too many curveballs.
And Hernandez knew it. He could have hit that with a broomstick. I mean, that thing hung up there and said, hit me as you said, Joe.
Changeups, you're going to give Bobby Bonilla on the left side of that infield a lot of action tonight with all these right-handed hitters.
Hey, take a look at Ramirez as he steps in the box. When's the last time you saw a guy wear socks like that? Are they up over his pants? They are, aren't they?
He's not exactly styling, but I think warmth rather than fashion is the number one concern here.
Here comes Santa Claus. That's a first for me.
Here's the 1-0. In the air to right. Sheffield going back. Sheffield to the wall. Goodbye. Forget about the socks. It's the way he socked that baseball that matters.
Now, you know, the Indians, since they went on that little winning streak, all adopted that high style of wearing the pants. This might change the whole club again. They might all come with the socks on the outside over the pants. Here it is again. That looked like a change of pace from Saunders. And Ramirez goes the other way, and he knocked it out of here. All Sheffield could do on this one was watch it go. No chance to make a play. He made a beauty last night on a ball hit by Jim Thome.
Tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, but we got a fight going on right here. Not a fight, but just an old-fashioned dog fight, pitcher's duel. Indians and Red Sox trying to get the upper hand. The Indians trying to wrest home field advantage back from the Red Sox if they can win it. And they've got 9 outs to do it. Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome, Travis Fryman against Brett Saberhagen, and the count is 1-1.
Saberhagen had his 86th pitch, and the Red Sox bullpen already juicing up out there. Swindell and Derek Lowe.
Ramirez to left field. Troy O'Leary looks up. Goodbye. That one was hit in the teeth of a wind, which has died a little bit. 3 solo home runs. Thome in the 5th, Lofton in the 6th, Ramirez in the 7th. 3-1 Tribe.
Number 25, the first base.
Again, look at the location of this pitch. Fastball right up there, letter high, just asking to be hit. And you go back and look at the scorecard through 4 innings, nothing hit hard. Then the home run in the 5th, home run in the 6th, home run in the 7th. And it goes to show you why Brett Saberhagen has trouble in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning. As he gets tired, he loses his ability to locate.
1 Cleveland. 7th inning leadoff homer. Manny Ramirez off Brett Saberhagen. And the Indians and Charlie Nagy lead the Sox 3-1 here in the top of the 9th. And now pitching the man that has made more appearances than any pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball. He'll be 44 years young tomorrow. The X, Dennis Eckersley.
Boy, I faced him as a starter. I faced him as a reliever. Did not have a great year this year, but should be in the Hall of Fame. Look at that. 39 2/3, but must put a stop to this Cleveland offense and hold them right here to give the middle of the Red Sox order a chance to do something, as Trot Nixon's base hit proved to be pretty big, so that it allows
Valentin, Vaughn, and Garcia Parra, 2, 3, 4 in the 9th inning. Ramirez, Thome, and Travis Fryman. To face Dennis Eckersley. 1,071 appearances the last week of the regular season, breaking the mark held by Hoyt Wilhelm. Began his career with the Cleveland Indians. Mentioned no-hitter as a Tribe. That big signing bonus at the time, and went to the worst place you could get to be a young man with money. Played for the Reno Silver Sox, and that bonus was gone in a hurry by his own admission. A few years for the Indians, came over to the Red Sox. Manny Ramirez down the line, back,
oh! Partner, you didn't have much time to say back on that one.
That was a two-back.
Whoa! That ball was crushed.
Manny Ramirez, who had 5 homers in a 2-game span this year, just a couple of weeks ago, now is at 2 homers and 2 at-bats here at Fenway.
Fastball down, and before you can say back, that thing was gone, baby. That ball was, that's as hard as you can hit a baseball there. I mean, I'm looking up, and you're saying back, and it's hit the screen. That quick. This is how you get.
Look at that. Man, I'd tip my hat to you.
And it was a pretty good pitch. I mean, the ball is sinking down around chin high, and he hits it out of there like that on the line.
Oh, you talk about Manny Ramirez. Like I said, 5 homers in a 2-game span to tie the Major League record in September. 6 homers over a 3-game span, which has been done 7 times. Mike Schmidt was the last to do it before that. 8 homers over that 5-game span. Only he and Frank Howard have done that. You're just seeing the power of Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez coming up. David Wells with a lot to work with here. 7-run lead, 7-0. Ramirez got his single in his first at-bat. Cora's off second base.
They took the pressure off of David Wells, his offense did, with 5 runs in the first inning. From that point on, it was just a matter of him, getting the ball over the plate in good spots and continuing the pitch as if it was a 1-0 game, and that's exactly what he's done.
Wells looking for his 6th postseason win. He's 5-1 in postseason games, 4-0 in division games, including a win against Texas this year, and 1-1 in league championship games. And he's not far from another one here. Jim Thome waiting in the hole for Cleveland. 1-0 count, 1 down. Runner at second is Cora. And there'll be no play on this one. Fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Ramirez.
And one of the reasons why the Yankees signed David Wells as a free agent because of his record here at Yankee Stadium as a member of the opposition. And he's continued to pitch well here. You mentioned he was 11-1 here this year. And now could be 12 with a win tonight. That bubble's going to burst, at least for tonight.
1-1 delivery. It's the consistency of David Wells this year that most impresses me. I mean, for all professional athletes, to me, that's the sign of greatness. Consistency in a long season. And that's what the Yankees have gotten from David Wells. Joe Torre sent him out there. We mentioned earlier 25-5 in games started by Wells for the Yankees. That is a phenomenal number. 2-1 delivery. Drilled. Mercy. Deep to left field by Ramirez, and it is a fair ball goodbye home run. So in the 9th inning, David Wells loses his shutout, a 2-run homer by Ramirez, 3rd of the postseason, and it is a 7-2 game.
Ramirez hit 2 in 1 game against the Red Sox during the division series, and one of the hottest hitters in the American League in the month of September. We're going to get a new pitcher.
The Joe Torre was going to leave him in, give him a chance to get the complete game shutout. Now that that is gone, And that souvenir was launched up there into the upper deck down the left field line. Wells will lead to a great hand. Indians are not hitting the ball against Pettit anywhere near as hard as they were in the first 2 innings of this ball game. Indians got both of their runs in that second inning, homered by Jim Thome in the Enrique Wilson RBI single. Manny Ramirez, 1 strike count, 2 down. Indians leading 2-1. That one to right field could be trouble. Way back. Goodbye. Home run. Manny Ramirez does it again. His 4th postseason home run this year and the 13th of his career, 4th most in Major League history. And the Indians have a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, when he's swinging the bat well, there's really no place to pitch it. This is out over the plate. He goes the other way. Power to all fields. Pitches inside. You saw in the first game of the series, he homered to left. He's just a solid hitter who's getting better and better. Here's the reaction of Andy Pettit. Ball down to the right field line and into the seats for a home run. What a ball player. Improving his whole game.
So 2 home runs in the ball game off Pettit, one by a right-hander.
In the game tonight, there you're going to look in at Jillian. Couple of blocks away from Fenway Park. They're hoping for a night like they had in Chicago last night.
Well, I'm thinking that Jillian's is close enough to Fenway that Ramirez could almost hit him with a home run ball. It'd be a little bit of a shot from here in Oakland, though.
Just a little.
I think Barry Zito needs to throw first pitch curveball to Ramirez. Get him back into his rhythm.
Ramirez has left 11 men on base in a series. There you see the trio. Quartet, I beg your pardon. Ramirez, Ortiz, Millar, and Miller. Collectively 2 RBI. 1-1 game, 2 on, 1 out. And there is a first pitch breaking ball, but again, Zito for the first time not throwing strikes with that breaking ball.
Out of the stretch. Clearly not as comfortable throwing out of the stretch. He has such an easy, fluid motion through his windup. There's the breaking ball bouncing. That's the breaking ball he'll throw when he has 2 strikes. Not the one he wants to throw in order to get a called strike.
Damon and Walker aboard. Check swing. Did he go? They appeal. Yes, sir, says Greg Gibson.
First base coach Dallas Williams all over Gibson after calling that pitch. That one's pretty close, Tommy. Didn't look like an offering.
And the Jillians are saying, "Ah, you bum." Ramirez during the regular season with runners in scoring position hit .338. Swing and a miss. But he has not knocked in a single run in this division series.
I mean, this guy is a tremendously smart hitter. One of the best hitters in the game, especially with his intelligence. And Zito has had him looking bad. His last at-bat, maybe one of the worst at-bats I've ever seen him have. And this one here, he's got him totally baffled.
2 on, 1 out. Breaking ball. Down and in on Manny Ramirez to even a count.
Ramirez drove in 165 runs in 1999 with the Cleveland Indians. He's had 8 out of the last 9 seasons. He's driven in 100 or more. He is an RBI and hitting machine.
Well, we used Steve, for my money, he is the best run-producing offensive player in the game today.
Now, the Red Sox went out and paid him tons of money to come to this organization to do just that. That's the man that's produced the run in this ballgame for the Red Sox so far.
But you know what? Regular season's one thing. Postseason's a whole new ballgame.
Got that right.
And Manny lifts one into deep left center field. Guillen back at the wall. Goodbye. And Ramirez walking to first base and pointing to his teammates.
Manny Ramirez here saying, let's start a new postseason tradition with that home run. That's what they're used to seeing out of him. I had never seen more emotion out of him than when he scored a run in yesterday's ball game. Here's the package. Curveball in the dirt, fastball in for the strike, curveball in the dirt swinging. Then Zito lets him back into the at-bat. A fastball that he fouls off, feels good about. Another one, the same pitch that Varitek hit, and he knows it's gone.
Steve, I got to ask you, though. I mean, that's a big home run, but
don't like
it. Come on. I mean, give me a break. It's the top of the 6th inning. You've had a grand total of 3 hits in the whole series, and you got to do this.
Ramirez is showing his emotion of getting back into being the hitter that he is, but this is a bad thing to do. You do not need to wake up the bench of the Oakland A's, and you don't want to get any of your other players hurt in this game by making someone on that other team mad at you. And that would do it for me. That is a huge bomb in the playoffs. They will let you run around the bases and put your fist in the air and shake it and say, yes, we just did something good. They still don't want you walking down the first baseline and having you not even be halfway to first base by the time the ball gets out of the ballpark.
But if it did hit his hand, did it hit it before it had a chance to hit the pole? It was very, very close.
So with 2 out and nobody on, here is Manny Ramirez. 1 for 2. He singled off Messina's glove in front of the 2-run home run by Ortiz back in the 4th.
That's an interesting ball hit by Walker at Fenway Park. It's probably fair by 5 feet, wrapping around that pesky pole.
Another look coming of that ball down the line. And that's blowing away. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is the pole.
That was a fair ball.
And even if it hit the hand in front of the pole.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a fair ball.
That's right.
Here's one into right that's got a chance. At the wall, off the bat of Ramirez. A leap and it's gone. A 2-homer inning for Boston. And they've doubled their lead. It's 4-0. A 3-homer game for the Red Sox against Messina, who gave up 21 during the regular season. Well, this is more like what people expected out of the Red Sox coming into the playoffs. This was a team that set major league records for extra base hits, total bases, and slugging percentage, breaking a record held by the 27 Yankees. Manny Ramirez first up against Wells, and he hits one into left field. Is it off it or over it? It's 3-1. The only question was, would there be a new dent in the Green Monster after that ball left home plate? 5th career off Wells, 16th in the postseason for a guy that used to star with the Indians, and that didn't take long.
He led all American League hitters against left-handed pitching, batting .385 against lefties. Just showed you why.
Once again, though, last night, Mancini gave up 2 home runs, both solo shots today. 1. So.
Kyle, thank you. Just so used to seeing Troy Gloss through the years, who fields so beautifully over there at third base, and of course his hitting speaks for itself. But Angels are undermanned, and we haven't even discussed, which we will coming up, the Jose Guillen situation where he's not with the ball club. Meanwhile, Manny Ramirez with 2 runners in scoring position. 1-0 pitch. Drives this to center. Back goes Garrett Anderson. Back he goes. Back. Gone! The Red Sox doing it all in this inning. Well, this is the second time up as you look at Washburn, who can only watch in helplessness as relief not provided by Scott Shields, at least on this afternoon. Manny Ramirez, another one of the many hairstyles. Certainly, there aren't too many that hit like him. He's one of just a few. David Ortiz began this inning with a walk. He's up for the second time.
That ball looked like it was through there, and Edmonds closes the gap rather quickly.
Where this ball started. So the Red Sox have hit 2 hard, but both have been caught. Larry Walker for out number 1. Cabrera flying into left center for Edmonds, and now here's Manny Ramirez, who is 4 for 9 in this World Series, and he has hit in 15 straight postseason games. That's the 4th best run postseason history. Ball 1 low. Pat Borders is next on the list, and then Derek Jeter and Hank Bauer tied at the top.
Of course, we must point out that Hank Bauer did it in World Series games. 17 straight World Series games.
Good rip by Ramirez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Most of the day, people around St. Louis and with the Red Sox and Cardinals were wondering if Game 3 would be postponed until tomorrow night. It was 80 degrees here and crystal clear yesterday, and just miserable all day. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Manny Ramirez. 2 balls and a strike. The Red Sox this season as a group hit .304 at home, but only .260 on the road. Looking for their first base runner here in the first inning with 2 out, nobody on. A delayed call on strike 2. It's 2-2.
I think Manny thought that ball was down in the strike zone. A borderline pitch. This is the guy that Terry Francona says is going to break out and explode one of these games.
And there's a shot to left field to put Boston on top. A 2-2 pitch, and Manny Ramirez lost it into the seats and left. Three line drives hit in the first inning by the Red Sox, and this one had lift.
Oh, my goodness, was that ball crushed. The pitch sequence to Manny Ramirez. Fastball missed low. Fastball fouled back. Inside. The disputed pitch. No dispute about this one. Oh.
A 2-out home run to make it 1-0 Red Sox. And here's David Ortiz. Strike one. So the streak continues to 16 games.
Ramirez goes to right field. Back it goes. Back. This is gone. You have just seen the thunder and lightning that the American League pitchers have seen for several years now. Ortiz and Ramirez, who combined on 92 homers this regular season, have gone back-to-back, and we're tied at 2.
I've never seen a hitter lock in another hitter.
They just want to loosen those gloves right away. They're like a tourniquet, huh? Manny hits this. Back. Gone! An absolute missile by Manny Ramirez has made this a one-run game.
Still at 90 miles an hour, that velocity is okay, but Mike, we talked about the key being the breaking ball. That was a slider. It hung up in his eyes. I would be real surprised if Freddie Garcia gets to throw another pitch here tonight.
And what can you say, too, about Manny? I mean, he hit home run to right field, home run to left field.
It's almost too like the phones in the bullpen weren't working because Konerko had to ask Jermaine Dye if the reliever was ready down there. Ozzie Guillen did not get a signal. He got Konerko to take his hat off saying he was ready. They're going to go that way.
Well, Mike Scioscia started this inning with Justin Spire. Obviously, the hope was that he could squeeze as much out of Spire as he could. With the leadoff hit, brings Rodriguez in here to face the big hitters. So both teams have got their ace closer in the game, Papelbon. An inning and a third for the Red Sox. And now the Red Sox cleanup hitter, Manny Ramirez, trying to end it.
The Angels did a real good job of making sure that Lugo was held very closely at second base last time. They got to do the same here.
This has been a story tonight. David Ortiz has walked the last 4 times he's batted, twice intentionally. Ramirez in the first 3 at plate appearances following Ortiz's walks, strikeout, walk. Left field, and the Red Sox are winners. Manny Ramirez with an absolute rocket into the Boston night, and the Red Sox lead the series 2-0. The at-bat the Red Sox had looked for all night to make them pay for walking Big Papi, and on the 4th time, Ramirez delivers.
Manny Ramirez has been doing this for a whole lot of years, and that was a no-doubter. As soon as it left the bat, you knew it was gone, putting the Red Sox up 2-0.
Our Chevrolet player of the game for the walk-off, Manny Ramirez. Chevy will donate $1,000 to Major League Baseball's youth baseball charities, Chevy, An American Revolution. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning in Boston, and nobody's left, as Manny Ramirez sent one completely out of Fenway over the monster seats off one of the greatest closers in the game.
Well, here's a guy in Rodriguez that has one of the best curveballs in the game, but he tried to sneak one fastball by Ramirez on the inner portion, and that's where it wound up.
How's that oblique doing right now for Manny, huh?
I would say it's just fine.
And the Red Sox win it 6-3. And they take a 2-0 lead to Anaheim. And the Red Sox tonight won it after a shaky start from Daisuke, but their bullpen, the best bullpen statistically in the American League all year, did the job tonight. And then Manny Ramirez delivers the winning blow, and he's with Jose Mota.
Thanks a lot, guys. Manny, I mean, you tell me, you got through these moments before. What makes this one even more special for you?
Well, first, I want to thank God, for the talent that he gave me. And I remember today when I came to the clubhouse, Veritek told me, hey, you never leave Boston without a home run. And I told him, you know it. But, every time that we are home, we never give up. We always go out there, play hard, and I guess, we always come through.
One of the things many people don't know is how well you prepare, okay? You've seen so much from David Ortiz. How prepared were you for this particular at-bat?
Oh, I try to prepare every day, just trying to stay with my plan, Even sometimes I'm going to fail, but if I'm going to fail, it's going to be with my plans.
One thing for you for sure, you always have a good time. On that particular pitch, you know what you're going to see from Francisco Rodriguez?
Nah, right there, all I'm trying to see, I'm just trying to see the ball and just put a good swing in the bat.
And to do it for your fans here in Boston, how does it feel?
Man, it feels great, man. This is the best fan ever, man. And I know I'm against the clock, but, I love them, man. That's why I came here.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Thanks.
And Ramirez drives one. And the Red Sox go back-to-back 2-0.
Rocket. Figgins took one look. He took one step. And that's about all he could do.
Another 3-2 to Manny, a swing and a drive out toward right center field, racing back Sizemore, going back at the wall, goodbye! Another one, 3 in a row. All solo shots, but the Red Sox back within 7-3. Manny stood at home plate, watched that one.
Down the stretch, the big reason, Manny Ramirez changed this team entirely, Tony.
No question about it. I mean, you can talk the numbers, 396, 17 homers, 53 RBIs. But in talking to Joe Torre today, the thing that he talked about was the fact that he's here early every day, that he sets a great example for these young hitters. And, of course, he told his guys, hey, look what he's doing. Have some fun. We're so serious about this game all the time. Manny's having a whole lot of fun, and that's rubbed off on these younger players, and they're having fun too.
Okay, Derek Lowe will be the pitcher. 4 and 5 hitters for the Dodgers against Sean Marshall, who remains in there. He's worked an inning and a third, and will face Manny Ramirez, Andre Ethier, and James Loney. Ramirez has been on base twice with a single and a walk. Got fooled on that first pitch and fouls it off his fist for a strike.
Well, it's interesting. Lou's wanted to stay away from Ramirez, but really hasn't been able to. He had a 2-run lead, so you got to pitch to him. Here he's got a left-hander to face him because Ethier's behind Ramirez. He's got to leave him in to face Manny.
There's a pitcher spot coming up. Exactly right. Got to pitch to him.
The 0-1 and another pitch fouled off of Manny's foot. And had to sting a little bit. So far, Marshall going in tight to Manny on the first 2 pitches.
See the crowd him. late on that swing. Normally you foul a ball off
the front foot.
Or the front foot, yeah. But he was spinning off of it anyway and fouls it off his back foot.
Cubs with Jeff Samardzija, who has been up 3 times so far in this game. Marshall's 0-2 pitch to Manny, and a foul out of play. Ryan Dempster started for the Cubs, worked 4 2/3 innings, gave up 4 runs, grand slam homer to James Loney, 4 hits, and walked 7, and that was his season's high. Struck out 2. So there you have the pitcher who's been dominant at home against a team that hadn't won in your park all year. That was before Manny arrived, however, and Dempster just didn't have it tonight. Fly ball hit to left center field, deep, way back, and this one is well up into the bleachers. A home run for Manny Ramirez. And the Dodgers now lead it 5-2. That got out of here like a rocket.
There just aren't a lot of guys in the world who can hit that pitch as far as he hit it.
And that is his 25th career postseason home run.
Look where that ball is. It's almost on the ground.
Looks like a shoot top home run.
You were talking about Tiger Woods earlier. That's a 7-iron right there.
Well up into the bleachers in left center field. And now the Dodgers lead by 3 runs. And here is Andre Ethier, who has walked twice. And the most all-time 25 career postseason home runs. Manny Ramirez leading off in the top of inning number 5 against Carlos Zambrano. Took something off that pitch, and Manny offered at it. And a lot of Manny supporters in the Chicago crowd.
That's when you know you've made it. When the dreadlights go for sale.
Do they have to cut their hair too? In the air, deep to center field. Back goes Edmonds, way back. It is gone, a home run. And it was into that first deck area, and Manny Ramirez hitting his 2nd home run of the series. And the Dodgers now lead it 6-0.
This is the thing with Manny Ramirez, is that you can strike him out his first 2 at-bats, and your 3rd bat, go back to the well, go back to those pitches that you're getting him out on, and he makes the adjustment.
And that's exactly what happened. Because Zambrano just completely had Ramirez's number first 2 times up.
Andre Ethier takes ball 1, so Manny Ramirez now has hit 26 postseason home runs. 16 of them have come on the road.
One pitch. Fly ball into left field. Back at the wall. This ball is gone for a 3-run home run. Manny Ramirez has just made it a 3-run game. The Dodgers are back in it. It's 8-5 here in the 4th. So the bases are empty, 2 out, and Manny Ramirez is 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. Digs his way in. As we mentioned the last time up, this could be the last night for Manny Ramirez in a Dodger uniform. Depending on what happens, a free agent to be. And the Dodgers will have to make the decision, as will Manny Ramirez, depending on the interest that he draws from around baseball. There's a short list of teams that can afford a player like Manny Ramirez. One ball, one strike. Phillies got a run in the first on a leadoff home run from Rollins, 2 in the third, 2 in the fifth. Strike 2.
Talked about it many times before. The thing that separates Ramirez with 2 strikes is that it does not rob him of his power. Guys like Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs come to mind, great 2-strike hitters, but they gave up something. Ramirez gives up nothing with 2 strikes.
With 2 out. Ramirez hits it deep into right. At the wall, he's gone deep. Home run Ramirez on a 1-2 pitch.
Again, standing up is Ruiz, and Hamels hits the mitt, but Ramirez hits the ball.
He adds to his record, now 28 career postseason home runs.
Obviously, strength a factor in his hitting with 2 strikes. But the way he can identify a pitch, his pitch identification is as good as I've ever seen.
Was also rushed to throw.
So it's a fielder's choice and an RBI for Ethier. And Andre takes second on Utley's throwing error. It's a 5-2 game. And Manny Ramirez coming up with 2 men down in the 5th inning. The Dodgers love to see Manny Ramirez launch his 29th postseason homer right here. The question is, how much will they give Manny to hit?
Well, with a 3-run lead, you have to pitch to him here. Kemp is too dangerous a hitter.
Now, Manny can't swing at balls. He's got to get his strike. He's been terrific in these situations. But you can't hit balls. He's got to get his strike in this at-bat.
Dodger fans hoping lightning will strike again. Game 5, 6th inning of the 2008 NLCS. Manny Ramirez, a solo shot. That was the only run Cole Hamels allowed in that ballgame. It was Manny's second homer of the series, 4th of the postseason. And he's in the driver's seat now. Swing and a drive, left field, Worth back. She is gone.
Changeup from Cole Hamels, and Manny's done this so many times. He knows how to treat these dramatic home runs. We got a ball game.
He's been behind the fastball all night, caught a changeup in the strike zone. Inability to turn a double play by the Phillies cost Cole Hamels.
Lightning has struck at Dodger Stadium, 5-4. The Dodgers down a run.
Cole Hamels didn't trust what he saw in the first at-bats when he beat Manny with fastballs. He gave in to Manny.